Hello everyone, my name's Dean, and let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency market at large. Today is January 8th, 2025. And this is a quick update. I'm going to tell you, most of people watching this video, the TLDR is the following. Bitcoin is currently in a large downtrend. It's in a strong impulse to the downside. And you shouldn't even think of being a buyer of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency assets until it finds support. And that support is likely much, much further down. That's the TLDR for most people watching this video. Now, my update doesn't just stop there. For those interested, I'm going to be talking about where we can expect some intermediate bounces because, I've got a lot of traders, I've got a lot of, speculators that are looking for bounces, maybe people looking to take profit and get out of the way of this, highly probable strong drawdown. So I'm going to talk about where we can find a bounce, where Bitcoin can bounce, when it will bounce, and what effect this will all have in the altcoin space. If that all sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's get into it. Okay, we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame. And here's what I'm seeing. So let me start off with a mea culpa. Yesterday, I said that we were currently bouncing, and that was false. It was an intra-wave correction. I misread this. Okay, I said this is a falling wedge, and now we're reacting. We're bouncing into that falling wedge, right? Because it's a bearish or bullish reversal pattern. But that was an intra-wave correction, more likely than not a wave 4 intra-wave correction. But here's why I see where we're currently at as some sort of intermittent support. Okay, and let me finish. I said that yesterday. Given that this was the bounce, we would likely find a top of wave 2 at around 11 a.m. Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. That's obviously false. Let me revise that. So I believe that this, where we're currently at, around 95K, is an intermittent bounce. It's where we find some sort of intermittent relief, intermittent support, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you where this goes to, because if we do bounce, how high do we bounce to, okay, and how long does that bounce take, all that stuff. I'm going to talk about all that stuff. So first, why I think this level where we're at right now is good intermediate support. If you look at Bitcoin's price action, we are currently in the boundaries of a 19-day channel. That 19-day channel is basically our B wave. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to our Elliott wave zigzag. Okay, that's the corrective pattern that we spied at 108 when we got the drop from 108. This is an A wave. The B wave is the intermediate, kind of counter. So that's the initial break of structure, that's the counter, and then now we're in the C wave, which is the final leg of that zigzag, ABC zigzag. Okay, so that B wave lasted for 19 days, and the midline of that 19-day channel is where we're at right now, around 95K. I think we find intermediate support here. Okay, because in a channel, generally speaking, the top, the middle, and the bottom are important levels, and there's support when you're above them, resistance when you're below them. We're currently above that midline, okay? The next logical support for Bitcoin is down here, which is the bottom of the channel and the top of this multi-year channel. If you zoom out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Bitcoin has been matriculating up and to the right in this blue channel, and again, the top of the channel, given that we're above it, would be support, intermediate support at the very least. And so that is the next logical support for Bitcoin, but I don't think it gets all the way there. I believe it's more likely than not that we find some support here, we consolidate here, and we then go up, retest the top of this channel, which is confluent with 100K as resistance, go down, obviously find support at the bottom of the channel and the top of this multi-year channel, go up for wave 2 of wave 3. I'm just getting into the weeds here, but basically I think Bitcoin moves something like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? And I'll tell you when. So, one of the principles in Elliott wave analysis that few people know of is the temporality of wave 1 and wave 2. So wave 1 typically takes the same amount of time as wave 2. If you look on the hourly time frame, wave 1, if it ends here, has taken 1 day and 11 hours, 35 hours. So wave 2 should take around the same time. So I'm expecting the consolidation and subsequent move up in wave 2 to take around 35 hours, taking us to the close of trading on Thursday, okay? So that makes sense. A lot of times you see big moves in the market when the traditional markets open or close. So if Thursday around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. is when wave 2 tops out, I would not be surprised that, you know, after some distribution at 8 p.m. on Thursday, then we continue to the downside. So that's more or less where I think, when I think this is all happening. I think you do get approximately 35 hours of wave 2 up. In that time, I think you're going to see some interesting things in the altcoin space. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me continue with Bitcoin. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, most people, the most important thing you can glean from the information in this video is that Bitcoin is a strong downtrend. I mean, I just want you to look at the quality of the candles down. They're quite markedly different than anything we've had in the past, right? Look at this. It's a slow, very arduous move to the upside, and the slope of it is like 45 degrees. This is really acute, really strong, really fast, almost all red. That is quintessentially impulsive price action. You don't want to get in front of this moving train, okay? This trend, and it's a very strong trend, is not looking to end anytime soon. When you have candles that strong on a high time frame like that, where it's nothing but the same thing, you want to be very careful. So even trading the intra-wave corrections, because nothing goes in a straight line, be very careful about that, okay? Not only in Bitcoin, but in the altcoin space. So that's what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. And I think, like I said before, this move to the downside happens so much faster and so much further than people think. So once we top out around Thursday evening, Thursday at the end of the trading day, 5:30 p.m., close of business, for wave 2 back at 100K, a lot of people are going to be celebrating. Thursday evening into Friday, I think, is going to be one of the worst parts. It's going to be one of the worst parts. I think there's another horrible leg that we get here. I do see some intermittent relief at the midline of this multi-year channel. Again, because it's the midline of a multi-year channel, we're above it, it's going to be temporary intermittent support. But also because that takes us into the weekend, and the weekend is typically characterized by sideways price action. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a horrible Thursday and Friday, and then into Saturday and Sunday just go sideways into this wave 4, and then open Sunday pre-trading, and then Monday into this, and then the beginning of next week, Monday, Tuesday, we finally reach our target and then get our big bounce. All right, that's pretty much what I'm seeing. That's the matriculation of it. But like I said in the beginning of the video, the most important thing isn't like all this, like all these details, the timing. That's just for fun. I mean, I have fun doing this. The most important thing is, very likely, high probability is that Bitcoin is in a strong downtrend. It's going to go far down, further, faster than most people think. All of this is just going to take a few days. And that's obviously going to affect altcoins as well. So you have to be very careful with any investments, any purchases. You just have to be super careful. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about altcoins because altcoins are in an interesting space. I've talked about altcoins before and saying that, hey, guys, Bitcoin's going to go down, but altcoins are going to go up. Some altcoins, not all altcoins, but some altcoins are going to go up before Bitcoin goes down hard. And we still have a chance to do that because wave 2, you can think of wave 2 as, oh, I don't believe that this is actually real. Let's buy this up. So why does wave 2 retrace to 61.8%, between 50 and 61.8% of wave 1 typically? Well, psychologically, the market participants are in disbelief as to the new establishment, the new trend having been established. They don't believe it's true. And so they consider this a buy the dip opportunity. So they do just that. They buy the dip, and the retracement of wave 2 goes up 50 to 61.8% of wave 1. This, for savvy market participants, for savvy traders, is an opportunity to get out if you missed the fact that that trend was happening and you're still caught in the trade. It's an opportunity to exit before you can't exit, because there are very few people that could survive a wave 3 of an impulse, especially when wave 3 is 1618 deviations minimum of wave 1. Do you see what I mean? Once you get down and you reach the end of wave 3, do you see wave 4, the buyback is modest to nil. Like the market participants are not as excited as buying after wave 3 showed force. So that's the psychology of it. So this is another way you can use wave 2 as a way to get out of the trade if you have yet to. Okay? Now, like I said, altcoins are in an interesting position. So look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. And again, for those of you who are unaware, Bitcoin dominance is a measure of Bitcoin's dominance vis-a-vis the rest of the cryptocurrency market. When Bitcoin dominance is going up, that means Bitcoin is gaining against altcoins. Bitcoin dominance going down, altcoins gaining against Bitcoin. Altcoins pumping, Bitcoin stalling. This is telling us that very soon altcoins are going to be gaining against Bitcoin. Not all altcoins, but at least some altcoins. You have your M-top bearish reversal pattern, broke down, retested. It's wicked up a bit, but it's still a retest of previous support, now new resistance. Okay? So what we're seeing here on the hourly time frame, to me, looks like some sort of bearish reversal pattern. Okay? I'm seeing a head and shoulders bearish reversal pattern. This further tells me, okay, I'm getting ready for Bitcoin dominance to come down. Some altcoins are going to gain against Bitcoin, and it only makes sense. It only makes sense when I'm looking at some altcoins, like Balancer, for instance. They're already at support. There's no going further down. Probabilistically, all this is probabilistic. But if you just look at the probabilities of what something like Balancer can do, given that it's on a high time frame support, the more likely than not move is during that wave 2 retracement in Bitcoin, it move significantly to the upside, so that next time Bitcoin goes into that wave 3, it can come down and it can actually not just survive, but do you see what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense it only makes sense for this to go up significantly. And then when Bitcoin goes down, then it can stomach that drawdown and then be on support, but still make a higher low in the grand scheme of things. There are other such cases, but be very careful. I'm not talking about Ethereum, which has already pumped and is at resistance. I'm not talking about Cardano, which has already pumped and is at resistance. I'm not talking about XRP, which has already pumped and is at resistance. 2,500 day resistance. I'm not talking about XLM Stellar Lumens, which has already pumped and is at resistance. These altcoins are more likely than not to continue to go down after modest gains up. If Bitcoin goes up for wave 2, 5%, they'll probably do the same thing, 2, 3, 4, 5%. And then they're looking for a big move down. I'm talking about assets that have yet to pump, that are closer to support, like a VRA, right? And that are likely to, during these coming 35 hours for wave 2, put in major moves to the upside. So you have to be very careful. For most people, don't even think about it. Don't look at it. Just wait a week. Wait for everything to come down. Then you purchase. That's the smartest thing to do. But for some people who may have some insight into markets and they're able to read, I think it's safe enough to see and to notice and to acknowledge that some altcoins are clearly at generational support levels, and so the next logical move for them is up, not down, and it's significantly up, so that when they do go down, they'll be going down from a higher level. I hope that makes sense. I'm reiterating that because I know it's a bit arcane. Not everybody is kind of looking at the market at the same level, but for those of you more advanced that are like trying to figure out what's going on with altcoins and why are some altcoins going to pump 50 to 100% in this, are we at a bottom? Like that's what I'm trying to explain, okay? So that's pretty much it. Like I'm seeing Bitcoin at a relief rally here for wave 2, and I again think that takes about 35 hours, and in that time most altcoins aren't going to do anything. Maybe let me not say that, because the altcoin space is massive. It's tens of thousands of assets. The big main altcoins that have already pumped are not going to do anything. The ones that have yet to pump, that are at support, are going to do big things, as evidenced by the Bitcoin dominance chart, as evidenced by their charts that are already at support. So that's it for me. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe. If you got value, consider tipping me by Venmo, Cash App if you're American, or Litecoin if you're international. Litecoin's great for remittances, low fees, great wallet support. That's why I use Litecoin, by the way. Okay. And all of that is at the pinned comment below. Consider joining my crypto portfolio consultation service, where I help you choose altcoins for the coming bull market, where to position yourself, up to 5 assets, where to make buys, where to make sells. That's 1-to-1 with me, 1 to 2 hours every month, $150 per month. I think that's quite reasonable given my experience, given what I'm offering, and my accessibility, right? You can email me at any time if you're in the program. And also, if you're looking to trade, right? If you're looking to trade this volatility, if you're looking to get into a short, if you're looking to long some of these altcoins that I'm talking about that are on support, do it with free money. Sign up for my partner KCEX, right, at the pinned comment below. All this information is at the pinned comment below. You get up to $1,000 in bonus fees. I mean, this is like one of the exchanges that are actually giving these bonus fees, and they're quite generous, right? A lot of these exchanges, their bonus promos are like $30,000. No, you're not going to get $30,000 if you don't deposit $10,000. I'm talking about getting up to $1,000 and doing very little and depositing almost nothing, okay? Right? I think you get up to $500 without depositing a single dime. So, I mean, I think it's a great deal. Just sign up at the link below. And even Americans can do it. You get your bonus fees and you can trade them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for those of you who are supporting me in any and every way. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.